When Ursula Wittekind first arrived in Zanzibar 10 months ago, she barely spoke a word of Swahili. She's a volunteer with REZA, the Renewable Energy Zanzibar Association. She and her colleagues visit villages, selling solar power units to locals.
It wasn't easy to come here as a white person who couldn't speak the language, but now I've learned some Swahili.
Today she's in Kibini, a village with about 3,000 inhabitants. The NGO sells the solar power units for the equivalent of €70. That's half what they normally cost. Ursula explains that they can be paid off in installments. Her boss is full of praise.
When they see volunteers talking in Swahili, they feel like, it's not possible. Yeah. Then finally, when a volunteer expresses by himself or herself, so now they get impression and they try to believe. It is different. When we go alone and when we go together with a volunteer, it's different.
The 19-year-old volunteer from Germany covers her head and wears modest dress when she visits the villages. The island's population is Muslim. The small solar power units have already been introduced in about 20 villages. When Ursula explains to locals how they work, she usually ends up in conversation with them.
I ask them what it's like here, how many people live here and what they do for a living and so on. That's always what I find most interesting, talking to people, and they're always so welcoming.
The NGO headquarters are in Zanzibar City. Ursula works here with 3 others. Today she and her colleague Patima are designing promotional flyers.
Before we met, I was looking forward to getting to know each other's cultures, and now we get along very well.
Going into the villages has made Ursula realize just how helpful solar energy can be.
In Germany, people are interested in renewable energies because they're into green issues and want to protect the environment. People here are motivated to use renewables for those reasons too, but mainly because most villages are off-grid.
She lives with a host family and travels half an hour to work every day by Dala Dala, as the minibuses are called here. She writes about her experiences in Zanzibar in a weekly blog for Deutsche Welle.
I like blogging because it makes you reflect on what you're doing and you illustrate it with photos. I must admit I much prefer blogging to writing a normal work experience report.
When she gets home from work, she enjoys helping her host family make the evening meal. It's all very different from what she's used to, but she's embraced this new culture and enjoys every new experience. It's also been a new experience for her host mother.
To begin with, I expected her to be very different. But now that we've lived together for a while, I've realised that the main difference is just the clothes she wears. To begin with, she wore trousers. Some girls here also wear trousers, but then they wear an abaya over them.
Ursula Wittekind has completely immersed herself in the culture of her temporary home and fulfilled 2 ambitions in the process: living abroad and working with renewable energies.
It's been really interesting to see how the whole process works, from the planning of the project, to the village presentation, to the installation. So we're not just talking, we're actually doing something. I didn't think it would be such a learning experience. I'll take away so much more than I expected.
Ursula's year of volunteering in Zanzibar will be over in just a few weeks.